Welcome back everyone. Today we are going to start chapter 6, Understanding Media. What is your favorite TV program? What do you like listening to on radio? Which newspaper or magazine do you usually read? Do you surf the internet, and what have you found most useful about it? Did you know that there is one word that is often used to collectively refer to the radio, TV, newspaper, internet and several other forms of communication? The word is media. In this chapter, you will read more about the media. You will find out what is required to make it work as well as the ways in which the media affects our daily lives. Can you think of one thing that you have learned from the media this week? Everything ranging from the stall at the local fair to the program that you see on TV can be called media. Media is the plural form of the word medium, and it describes the various ways through which we communicate in society. So media is the plural form of medium, and it describes the various ways through which we communicate in society. Because media refers to all means of communication, everything ranging from a phone call to the evening news on TV can be called media. TV, radio and newspaper are form of media that reaches millions of people or the masses across the country and the world, and thus they are called mass media. Media and technology. It would probably be difficult for you to imagine your life without the media, but cable television and the widespread use of the internet is a recent phenomenon. These have been around for less than 20 years. The technology that mass media uses keep changing. So you can see an artist's impression of Gutenberg printing the first sheet of the Bible. So you can see newspaper, television and radio can reach millions of people because they use certain technologies. We also tend to discuss newspapers and magazines as the print media and TV and radio as the electronic media. Why do you think that newspapers are called print media? As you read further, you will find that this naming is related to the different technologies that these media use. The way in which the following photograph, which give you a sense of the ways in which the technology that mass media uses has changed over the years and continues to change. So you can see the picture. Changing technology or machines and making technology more modern helps media to reach more people. It also improves the quality of sound and the images that you see. But the technology does more than this. It also changes the way in which we think about our lives. For example, today it is quite difficult for us to think of our lives without television. Television has enabled us to think of ourselves as member of a large global world. Television images travel huge distances through satellite and cables. This allows us to view news and entertainment channels from various parts of the world. Most of the cartoons that you see on television are mostly from Japan or the United States. We can now be sitting in Chennai or Jammu and can see images of a storm that has hit the coast of Florida in the United States. Television has brought the world closer to us. So you can see with the electronic typewriters, journalism underwent a sea change in the year 1940. So because of this typewriters, journalism has improved so much. Media and money. The different technologies that mass media use are expensive. Just think about the TV studio in which the newsreaders sit. It has lights, camera, sound recorders, transmission satellites, etc., all of which cost a lot of money. In such a news studio, it is not only the newsreader who needs to be paid, but also a number of other people who help put the broadcast together. This includes those who look after the cameras and lights. Also, as you read earlier, the technologies that mass media use keep changing, and so a lot of money is spent on getting the latest technology. So to get the latest technology, as the technologies for media is changing, so money is required for these expenditures. Due to this cost, the mass media needs a great deal of money to do its work. As a result, most television channels and newspapers are part of big business houses. So you can see John L. Baird sits in front of the apparatus with which they demonstrated to the Royal Institute his invention, the television, and early television. So you can see that mass media is constantly thinking of ways to make money. One way in which the mass media earns money is by advertising different things like cars, chocolates, clothes, mobile phones, etc. You must have noticed the number of advertisements that you have to see while watching your favorite television show. While watching a cricket match on TV, the same advertisement is shown repeatedly between every over, and you are often watching the same image over and over again. As you will read in the following chapter, advertisements are repeated in the hope that you will go out and buy what is advertised. So advertisements are repeated again and again, so that there will be an impression that the product is good and you will buy it afterwards. Media and democracy. In a democracy, the media plays a very important role in providing news and discussing events taking place in the country and the world. It is on the basis of this information that citizens can, for example, learn how government works, and often, if they wish to, they can take action on the basis of these news stories. Some of the ways in which they can do this is by writing letters to the concerned minister, organizing a public protest, charting a signature campaign, asking the government to rethink its program, etc. So the cost to advertise on a TV channel varies from 1000 rupees to 1 lakh per 10 seconds, depending on the popularity of the channel and time. So advertisements are very expensive. You have to pay a lot of money to advertise your product in a TV channel. It depends upon the popularity of the channel you are advertising. So here is the print media offers a large variety of information to suit the taste of different readers. So you can see different magazines, different books, all for to give information to the public. Given the role that the media plays in providing information, it is important that the information be balanced. Let us understand what we mean by balanced media report by reading two versions of the same news event given on the next page. So you can see there are two reports. One is India Daily Report and other is News of India Report. So we will read first one. Crackdown on polluting factories. Protesters block road and disrupt traffic. So it is written by Radhika Malik. Violent protests by owners and workers brought the city to a standstill today. People getting to work could not do so on time because of the huge traffic jams. The owners and workers are protesting the government's decisions to close down polluting factory units. Although the government did take this decision rather hastily, the protesters have known for quite some time that their units are not legal. Moreover, the levels of pollution in city will be greatly reduced by this closure. Mr. Jain, a well-known figure in city, said, "With our city gradually becoming India's new business hub, it is important that it will be clean and green city. Polluting factories should be moved. The factory owners and workers should accept the relocation being offered by the government instead of protesting." And the report by the India Daily Report. Here is closure of factories causes unrest. So Daily News Service. The closure of 1 lakh factories in the city's residential area is likely to become a serious issue. On Monday, thousands of factory owners and workers took to the streets to strongly protest this closure. They said that their livelihoods would be lost. They say that the fault lies with the municipal corporation because it continues to issue licenses for new factories to be set up in residential areas. They also say that there were no adequate relocation efforts. The owners and workers plan a one-day city bandh of the factory owners to protest against the closure. Mr. Sharma, one of the factory owners, said, "The government say that it is done a lot to relocate us, but the areas they have sent us to have no facilities and have not been developed for the last 5 years." So you can see the two difference between the two. One is more elaborate and other is a little short. The fact is that if you have read either newspaper, you would only know one side of the story. If you had read the News of India, you would most likely think of the protester as a nuisance. They're disrupting traffic and continually polluting the city with their factories leaves with you a bad impression about them. But on the other hand, if you had read the story in the India Daily, you would know that the protests are because a lot of livelihoods will be lost if the factories close because the relocation efforts have not been adequate. Neither of these stories is a balanced report. A balanced report is one that discusses all points of a view of a particular story and then leaves it to the readers to make up their mind. Writing a balanced report, however, depends on the media being independent. An independent media means that no one should control and influence its coverage of news. No one should tell the media what can be included and what should not be included in a news story. An independent media is important in our democracy. As you read above, it is on the basis of the information that the media provides that we take action as citizens. So it is important that this information is reliable and not biased. However, the reality is that media is far from independent. This is mainly because of two reasons. The first is the control that the government has on the media. When the government prevents either a news item or scenes from a movie or the lyrics of a song from being sharp with the larger public, this is referred to as censorship. There have been periods in Indian history when the government censored the media. The worst of this was the emergency between 1975 and 1977. So what is not appropriate for the government? They censor the news and does not publish to the general public. So what does TV do for us and what can we do with TV? In many of our homes, TV is on a lot of the time. In many ways, a lot of our impressions about the world around us are formed by what we see on TV. It is like a window on the world. How do you think it influences us? TV has different types of programs. Soap operas like Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahu Thi, the game shows like Kaun Banega Crorepati, reality TV shows like Big Boss, news, sports and cartoons. Before, in between and after each program are advertisements. Since TV time costs so much money, only those programs that can attract the maximum number of viewers are shown. Can you think of what such program might be? Think of what you are the kind of thing that TV shows and what it does not. Does it show us more about the lives of the rich or the poor? We need to think about what TV does to us, how it shapes our views of the world, our belief, attitude and values. We need to realize that it gives us a partial view of the world. While we enjoy our favorite programs, we should always be aware that of the large exciting world beyond our TV screens. There are so many happenings out there that TV ignores. A world beyond film stars, celebrities, and rich lifestyles. A world that all of us need to reach out to and respond to in various ways. We need to be active viewers who questions whatever we see and hear while we may enjoy it too. While the government does continue to censor films, it does not really censor the media coverage of news. Despite the absence of censorship by the government, most newspapers nowadays still fail to provide a balanced story. The reasons for this are complicated. The persons who research the media have said that this happened because business houses control the media. At times, it is in the interest of these businesses to focus on only one side of the story. Media's continual need for money and its link to advertising means that it becomes difficult for the media to reporting against the people who give them advertisements. Media is thus no longer considered independent because of its close links to business. Besides the above, the media also tend to focus on a particular aspect of a story because they believe this makes the story interesting. Also, if they want to increase public support for an issue, they often do this by focusing on one side of the story. So, setting agendas. The media also play an important role in deciding what story to focus on and therefore decides on what is newsworthy. For example, the annual function at your school is unlikely to make the news, but it's famous. If a famous star is invited as the chief guest, then the media might be interested in covering it. By focusing on particular issues, the media influences our thoughts, feelings, and actions and brings those issues to our attention. Due to the significant influence it plays in our lives and in shaping our thoughts, it is commonly said that the media sets the agenda. Very recently, the media drew our attention to alarming levels of pesticide in cola drinks. They published reports that indicated the high level of pesticide and thus made us aware of need to regularly monitor this cola according to international quality and safety standards. They did this despite the government resistance by boldly declaring that cola were unsafe. In covering this story, the media positively helped us focus on an issue that affects our lives and one that we might not even have been aware of it had not been media reporting. So you can see fashion shows are very popular with the media. So there are fashion show going on in the picture. There are several instances when the media fails to focus on issues that are significant in our life. For example, drinking water is a major problem in the country. Every year, thousands of people suffer and die because they do not get safe drinking water. However, we seldom find the media discussing this issue. A well-known Indian journalist wrote of how the fashion week, in which clothes designers show their new creations to rich people, formed the front page headlines of all the newspapers while several slums were being demolished in India the very same week, and this was not even noticed. So you can see the fashion show was published and the slums which were demolished in Mumbai was not in the scene in the newspapers and media. As citizens of a democracy, the media has a very important role to play in our lives because it is related to it is related one second because it is through the media that we hear about issues related to the working of the government. The media decides what to focus, and in this way it sets the agenda. The government can at times prevent the media from publishing a story, and this is called the censorship. Nowadays, media's close relationship with businesses often means that a balanced report is difficult to continue by. Given this, it is important for us to be aware that the factual information that a news report provides is often not complete and can be one-sided. We therefore need to analyze the news by asking the following questions. What is the information I am learning from this report? What information is not being provided? From whose point of view is the article being written? Whose point of view is being left out, and why? So here is a section on local media. Recognizing that the media will not be interested in covering small issues that involves ordinary people and their daily lives, several local groups have come forward to start their own media. Several people use community radio to tell farmers about the price of different crops and advise them on the use of seed and fertilizers. Others make documentary films with fairly cheap and easily available video cameras on real life conditions faced by different poor communities, and at times have even given the poor these video cameras to make film on their own lives. Another example is a newspaper called Khabar Lahariya, which is a fortnightly that is run by 8 Dalit women in Chitrakoot district in Uttar Pradesh. Written in the local language Bundeli, the 8-page newspaper reports on Dalit issues and cases of violence against women and political corruption. The newspaper reaches farmers, shopkeepers, panchayat members, school teachers and women who have recently learned to read and write. So here is the social advertising section. Social advertisements refer to advertisement made by government or private agencies that have a larger message for society. The following is the social advertisement regarding crossing of manned unmanned level crossing. So you can see at railway level crossing, alertness is the key to safety. Slow down your vehicle, stop the vehicle, see on both the sides, listen carefully. So you can see this, it's from the Northern Railway, serving customer with a smile. So here the chapter is finished and we'll start the next chapter in the next class. Thank you.